Gibraltar Range National Park has been on my list for quite some time. The granite monoliths and boulders are somewhat reminiscent of Gibraltar National Park, one of my absolute favourite places. It is a place that is up in the clouds, altitudes of about 1,000 metres, dense forests and beautiful creeks. I went to the Gibraltar Range on my own. Life in the real world had been a bit crazy. I hadn't had much opportunity to get out and photograph, and it had been a long time since I'd done a remote camp. I needed some bush time. Time out in the bush helps me recharge, clears the mind, fills the cup. The air is clean, the creeks are cold, and there are very few other people. I headed to Gibraltar Range on my own for a trip to the Haystack. I carried my food, water, shelter, and my camera equipment on my back, and off I went for an adventure. That's what I'm going up. Oh, I made it. Oh wow, what a slog. I made it to the summit of the Haystack. What a spot. Well, I made it to my desired destination, which is the summit of the Haystack, or Haystack Mountain, here in Gibraltar Range National Park. The first hour and a half, probably hour and 20 minutes, I covered around about 8 kilometres, and it took me almost an hour, or roughly an hour, to do the last kilometre, or probably less than a kilometre from when I exited the trail to when I got to the summit. There's no defined track, and it was quite a while before I could even find any rock cairns that anyone had left for navigation, but I finally made it. Oh, feels incredible. It was tough. It was really tough, but I'm glad I made it. Now to try and set up a camp spot. Got my tent set up, ready to go. Nice fairly tight pitch. Obviously up here on the granite there is nowhere to put pegs in, so I've just used a bunch of rocks and it is good to go. So I was going to load some film into the camera and take some pictures of the sweet views out towards the west, but there's really not much to see at the moment because the cloud covers come over and we're right up in amongst the clouds. So I might still load a roll of film and just see if there's a composition or two before it gets super dark. So I've loaded a roll of Velvia 50. Because there's so much cloud around, the light is very even and flat, so it shouldn't have any problems with exposure.
So I've got my composition of Rhino rock, as it seems to be affectionately known, lined up. I've had to adjust what I see in the viewfinder because I'm going to be focusing a fair way forward. And I'm just going to roughly work out how far by stepping it out to the rock. So it's 8 steps, which doesn't necessarily mean 8 meters. I don't know how close my stepping is. But if I shoot at f11, I should have the rock now in focus, and maybe the slight background you can see behind it out of focus. You can't really see much background, so I'm going to do 2 compositions here. One up a bit higher, but this one I wanted to try and separate the rock from what it's on below. Now I'm just going to use my phone as a meter. I brought my spot meter, but I think just for ease today it might be easier to use the phone this evening. So I've got Velvia 50, which I love. Do 2 readings, one on the rock, f11 15 seconds, and the sky f11 about the same. So I've actually got to do 1 stop of reciprocity adjustment because I'm getting a 30-second exposure. So I need to do 1 minute. So here we go. I've got focus set. I'm on bulb. I've got my composition. Here we go. Okay, it's probably not quite exactly a minute, but it will be close enough for what I need. Now I'm just going to quickly bring the tripod up so I can get a slightly different composition. So with this one I lose a little bit of separation from the rock to the base of the rock it's sitting on, but I gain a bit of background, which hopefully will be slightly soft due to depth of field. Now I'm just going to do the same exposure again, about 1 minute. Let's go. A little bit over because it is getting darker, but that should hopefully be 2 hopefully reasonable exposures of Rhino rock. Now it is getting a bit dark and there's not really much else to shoot. It's getting dark and it's cloudy, so I might pack up the camera for the evening and look at getting some food ready. The nice thing about having my camp set up right where I want to shoot is I don't have far to go back to my camp. So I'm just walking back now, just grab the camera. Then I'm going to boil some water to cook some dinner. Might have spaghetti bolognese tonight. I think I brought that one. I've just got some dehydrated meals. So let's see. Okay, well, camp is sorted, a couple of photos taken, they're probably no good. So now I'm pretty much ready for bed. I'm in the tent and I'm just gonna basically read for a little bit and go to bed, I think. I'll see you in the morning. Hopefully we can get a little bit more luck for photos for sunrise. Talk to you then.
Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you again soon for day 2. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear your comments and questions.